Well, Mikel Arteta is caught up in what we call a triangular dilemma of Thomas Partey, Jorginho, and Declan Rice. He's gone ahead and obviously he has gone ahead and revealed this to us while he was talking to the CBS down in America. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? It's the Arsenal News Show where we strictly talk Arsenal. Remember, this is the YouTube channel that brings you versatile news of all your football players around the world. But this time around, it's all about us going with the Arsenal News Show. Kai Havertz is another one. Arteta looks like he's going to make a decision on what and how he's going to be playing him into his squad or his starting 11 at Arsenal, and we are going to close it up with the message that Arsene Wenger went ahead to obviously give to Bukayo Saka that stand out into a very important message that has seen Bukayo Saka come out and obviously become one of the best right attacking midfielders in the world. Let's see close to 400 likes. Smash on this video, continue subscribing to this channel. We are left with just like, is it 90 subscribers to hit 16,000 subscribers? So guys, let's continue and obviously subscribe to it that by the end of this week we obviously have 16,000 followers onto this YouTube channel. So where do we start? Yesterday, Declan Rice and Julian Timber made their first Arsenal appearance, and Julian Timber showed exactly what he's all about, and Declan Rice too showed more. And I think Kai Havertz too made a strike and obviously scored his first goal for Arsenal, meaning that all these three are really trying to fit in this Arsenal squad, meaning that after them playing close to 5 games together, I think the chemistry would have gone ahead to get formed at the club of Arsenal. Now, Mikel Arteta, after the game yesterday, had the following to say about Declan Rice and Jorginho plus Thomas Partey. He said the following: now, we have 3 good midfielders, Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Jorginho. I have to fit them in because they are so good and I love playing with midfielders. We are thinking of a few ways to maximize their qualities and get the best out of them. Now, the fact is, Arteta is in dilemma with his team or coaching staff, but to me it's positive dilemma, as he has always told us that he rather bees with quality full fit players other than having dilemma of players injured or not available in his squad with quality. So that means all what he prayed for is what God has gone ahead to give him, because he prayed for this all last season that he lacked some quality players, and here they come obviously in his squad. But I think the decision is really simple. Who is going to be playing the CDM position? Obviously, if Partey stays and Jorginho there, obviously I think it might be Thomas Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard. That is it. So all other times it has to be Jorginho and Jorginho and Declan Rice, or sometimes Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Martin Odegaard, depending on the game situation. So Arteta is really scratching his head hard, but in a very happy way, as he's having 2 experienced central midfielders with another one youthful in nature, that is Declan Rice, coming in through to obviously put in the shift that everyone really deserves to see from a player of a caliber of Declan Rice. But I think it is something that is workable, right? Because we saw Jorginho put on the bench when he came in through at Arsenal. He never complained, and meaning that he's okay not benching him. But I think the player that is not okay with benching him is Thomas Partey, and I think those scares that he put up that he's going to leave Arsenal were part of the communication of how he was benched last season when he really dropped off. Because Arsenal played some good games when Thomas Partey was really benched because of his dip in form, and this dip in form cost Arsenal the trophy of the Premier League. So I understand Arteta needs to convince Thomas Partey, right? Because the Al Hilal side in Saudi Arabia has not yet relaxed their interest in signing this guy, that is Thomas Partey. So as it stands, it's all about this dilemma, but I think he's going to find a solution for it. I don't see a game where he's going to play 3 of them together. I don't see that game. But I think he can only play 2 of them. And the beauty of this is that Arsenal is also having the Champions League, meaning that you can either start Declan Rice and Thomas Partey in the Premier League. Then midweek, when you're playing Champions League, you put Jorginho and Declan Rice. You understand? Then Jorginho plays like 60 minutes. You bring on Thomas Partey like that. I think you can either way juggle it up at that midfield of Arsenal. But Declan Rice is a constant in that midfield. Odegaard is a constant in that midfield. That is it. So Declan Rice has his spot in the starting 11 of Arsenal. No player you can buy £100 million and really see him as a bench player. He has his starting spot in the lineup of Arsenal. Then Martin Odegaard, he is another one that has found himself in a situation of making a permanent start into that Arsenal starting 11, being the captain. And according to what he put up last season, 8 assists and 15 goals, Premier League goals, no penalty. That was really incredible from the Norwegian captain, and there is no way they are going to put him out of this team. So there are 2 spots for Thomas Partey and Jorginho, but for my case, I've already seen Arsenal play better flowing football when they're having Jorginho more than Thomas Partey, because for Jorginho, he's a better passer of the ball. That is it. He wins it very well and is press resistant, and the defense of Arsenal really just finds themselves relieved off early enough each and every time Ramsdale starts that ball to them, because Jorginho is everywhere, because he's always calling for the ball. Even if there are 20 players around Jorginho, he tells them, get me the ball, something that Thomas Partey doesn't do. But Thomas Partey is also a good player. So I think the dilemma is really huge, especially if at all Thomas Partey stays, because his leaving Arsenal has not yet been capped. That is it. So if Thomas Partey stays at Arsenal, then the dilemma is really going to be huge. But even if he doesn't stay, the moment he leaves, Arsenal will have to go in for another midfielder that will come in and obviously replace Thomas Partey. And that midfielder will also require for playing time. So that is it that we had for the story of Rice, Partey, Jorginho dilemma onto Mikel Arteta's head. But all in all, that is the best dilemma you'll ever have as a manager, when quality is your problem. That is it. Quality, whenever quality is your problem, that is something great. When you're having it in plenty, you will obviously thank the Lord that obviously all what I prayed for is going to happen. Now, another dilemma comes in through for the man that was signed from Chelsea, that is Kai Havertz, and on where he's going to be played into this Arsenal team. That is Kai Havertz. Yesterday he scored his first Arsenal goal, that is it, and it was a very good delivery to the back post by Marquinhos. He just controlled it very well and hit it towards the goal, and it crossed the line. Now, with what we've been told by The Athletic, Arteta has this plan for Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has been earmarked to replace Granit Xhaka in the left 8 role, but it was considered feasible because Mikel Arteta sees Declan Rice as having the athleticism and ball-winning ability needed to complement Havertz and Martin Odegaard, either side of him. Now, this can only happen when Declan Rice is played as a CDM. And you ask yourself, will these risks be taken by Mikel Arteta? That is it. Because I think amongst all the CDMs that Arsenal have, Jorginho is the best, especially if at all you are judging them according to the roles of what a CDM does. A CDM collects that ball from the back four and obviously passes it forward. I understand Declan Rice is good, and this is a system that Mikel Arteta can only use when he's playing small teams. That is it. The likes of Burnley, Nottingham Forest at Nottingham Forest at the Emirates, he can use it because you know that you only need one CDM, and if at all you add in 2 attacking midfielders, that is Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard, that's another boost in the midfield. But this will also have to really not go down well to Thomas Partey, because if Thomas Partey continues starts the season on the bench, right, it will really give him an urge, and his suitors that want to sign him to tell him, you've stayed at Arsenal and they're not playing you. We have £45 million for Arsenal. We are giving you £400,000 a week. So it's really going to be hard for Mikel Arteta to make that decision. And I think it will only be workable when Arsenal is losing, like on the losing side. Then they can either take off Thomas Partey or Jorginho, and then they leave on Declan Rice and bring on Kai Havertz to get this job off the line. But to really see it applied game in, game out, it's really hard, because even Thomas Partey would want playing time. That is it. So let's wait and see how that pans out, as Mikel Arteta is planning to obviously put in Kai Havertz. But the good thing with Kai Havertz is simple. He's a flexible player. You know, the only position he cannot play, the only positions he cannot play are from the goalkeeping department, defense, and the CDM. But from the number 8, number 10, left forward, right forward, leading as a false number 9, Kai Havertz can obviously give you all that in a nutshell. So wait and see how that Mikel Arteta is going to really get done with it, as he might be looking at him as his Bernardo Silva to see that he obviously does the magic into that midfield. And people have been worried about the workaholicism of Kai Havertz, but Kai Havertz is a workaholic, guys. He works hard, and you're going to notice it in the coming or in the near future. So that is the plan, but wait and see how it's going to really pan it out, as Thomas Partey looks like he's a thorn into the skin of the manager Mikel Arteta, because Arteta has to prove Thomas Partey that I'm going to give you enough playing time, and that's how his departing of Arsenal is going to be cooled down. Minus that, trust me, Partey will say, I'm not playing football here. There is a team that wants to get me money. Why do I stay here? I'll obviously have to quit and obviously find myself elsewhere. And lastly, Bukayo Saka. You remember that game that saw Arsene Wenger really return to the Emirates for the very first time. After that, he went to the dressing room and talked to the players of Arsenal, and Tim Lewis, the executive vice chairperson for Arsenal, has confirmed to us that it was great to take Arsene down to the dressing room. Bukayo didn't know him, but he called him boss immediately. He was, boss, how can I improve? Arsene very dryly said, I think you could use your right foot a bit more. So they met with Arsene Wenger for the very first time, and obviously it shows you the respect that this young boy really has for these managers. And I think some people really believe that I have an agenda onto Bukayo Saka, but Bukayo Saka is not all that a talented player, but he's being humble and acting like he hasn't done anything, and the hunger he has to learn every day has gone ahead to put him in that position of where he is. That is it. And it shows you how hard work can be talent. I believe Nicola Pepe is a more talented player than Bukayo Saka, but Saka's hard working went ahead to beat the talent of Nicola Pepe that never went ahead to work hard. That is it. So to me, I like the humbleness of Bukayo Saka and the way he's trying to obviously turn into a better player. And ever since he met Arsene Wenger, you've seen him trying to obviously shoot with his right foot, obviously go in with a cross with the right foot, because Arsene Wenger would have told him more about the right foot and in what angles to obviously try and use it. Because if you're Bukayo Saka, you'll always surprise your enemies, all your opponents, every time you're playing with them. They won't expect you to shoot with the right foot each and every time you really you really are in the face of goal, as they'll always defend you onto your weak leg. But every time you start using your weak leg, that means you are really unpredictable. And when you go to the byline, a defender might be thinking he can't really deliver a perfect cross. And if at all you master your right foot, like we saw in the game of Crystal Palace that opened up Arsenal last season, that ended 1-1, sorry, that ended 2-1, that ended 2-0 in favor of Arsenal, so that very well. Leandro Trossard's opening goal against Brentford at Emirates, that cross brought in by Bukayo Saka with his right foot was really great. That was all when he. That was all after he met Arsene Wenger. Then there is another one. Was it against Liverpool? Right at the Emirates. I saw like 4 or 5 crosses that came in through and resulted into goals by Bukayo Saka using his weak foot. So that's what Arsene Wenger really urged him to do, and I think ever since then the rest is history. So guys, your thoughts onto Arteta in Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, Jorginho dilemma are welcome in the comment section below. How do you think Mikel Arteta is going to solve this dilemma in favor of the player of Thomas Partey? Because Thomas Partey, if he doesn't get accredited with starting games, I think he'll leave. Remember, the season starts on the 6th, and the window closes on the 1st, meaning that Arsenal is going to play close to 5 games before this window really closes. What do you make about Kai Havertz? Arteta planning to play him in the midfield and obviously see him do the Granit Xhaka role. Will he do it better? Yes or no? And lastly, do you think Bukayo Saka took the advice of Arsene Wenger, according his right foot with a sack of salt? All and more into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Juma Karim.